You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
Welcome everybody to episode number 49 of the Batter Heat Fans Podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, I got Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. What a statement win last night. An absolute statement win over the best team in the association. And not only that, against the defending champions. Man, what a win, man. It was unbelievable.
It's kind of, well, first of all, let me start off by saying, I forgot the name, but shout out to the person that called me out. I had the wrong score yesterday. Correct score now, 122, 120. I think it was like a Freudian slip. Like I felt like the Heat should have beat the Celtics, so I put the inverse score, but I got it right this time, and they actually got the win as they should have. Um, Weird game though. The fact that you take like a billion more shots than OKC and still only manage to win by 2, like kind of weird. Kind of weird that you got that many opportunities, and I mean OKC is just OKC, I guess.
Yeah, but they didn't shoot that well. They only shot
Yeah.
37% overall, 40 from 3. But I mean, obviously, that's what you want, right? You want the Heat to put up as many shots as possible. They lead the association in shots per game at about 95 per game. And last night, they take 111 shots. And if that's what you need, obviously, that's what you need to do. And that's what they did last night. And they were able to come out on top.
Well, I guess the biggest thing last night was Bam finally putting some games together. Right? Remember how Spo came out and said, "Oh, Khalil Weir is stacking these bad days." Well, it looks like Bam's finally stacking some good days. The Celtics game, maybe he wasn't great late in the game, but he was basically the whole game. He was much better than we've seen, and I feel like that's 3 games now in a row where we're like, okay, this is the Bam that we've been waiting for. This is the Bam that we need. And I wouldn't say, because I know some people are like, oh, but he was injured and now he's feeling better. I mean, I doubt that all of a sudden from one day to another he just started feeling healthier as he's been playing. He hasn't had any rest time. He hasn't taken days off. But whatever it is, I mean, a lot heavier on the pick and roll, like whatever it is, it's working, and I hope that it keeps going because that was a huge game from 30 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 offensive rebounds, the best plus minus on the team. Like that's what we need from Bam, and hopefully we can get that more consistently because I've been waiting for it, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, no doubt. And 6 for 10 on threes. He took a lot of threes yesterday, and he made a lot. And it just goes to show he's shooting with confidence, right? He's shooting uh with what he needs to do, and they were going in last night, and that was the biggest difference. Is he's getting to his spots, he's getting open shots, and he's starting to become deadly on that corner 3. He hit 2 or 3 from the corner, and yeah, he was clutch last night. He was big for the Heat, 30 big points, and he didn't have the greatest shooting night in terms of the 2-point shooting, but what was the difference was the 3-point shooting. He had a career high, 6 for 10.
Khalil Weir, did you hear his comments?
I didn't hear his comments,
Okay.
but I thought he had a decent game. I thought he had a decent game, 7 points, 9 rebounds. I think he could have had more points. He was only 3 for 11 on his shots, but he had 9 big rebounds, and that's what we
16
needed.
minutes.
Yeah.
In 16 minutes, that guy could get 20 a game. I think if he really wanted to, rebounds, that is. Well, his comments were, I'm paraphrasing. Basically, I don't agree with what he said, but he said it, and that's his decision. And I mean, it's not a big deal, right? Like, what else is he gonna say? But I feel like tensions are gonna start like getting kind of weird there between Khalil Weir and Spo, and obviously Spo wins that, but I don't know, man. I wasn't a big fan of the way Spo handled that in the press conference. And usually I'm all for him, like the way he is and calling people out. I thought that one was weird. But whatever. We're not here to talk about that. Myron Gardner. Huge. Huge. You don't expect Myron Gardner to be a difference maker, but he comes in and hits those threes. Huge turning point in the game. And this is almost like the beginning of the season when you had the role players just doing things that I guess isn't the norm for them, but like everybody was contributing. So you started getting these dubs that you felt like, oh, we can do this all year. And it turns out you can't. But big game from him, and a big spot too, because that I thought was a big difference maker.
Yeah, I mean, Spo was looking for some sort of lineup to ignite that second unit in the second quarter, and he brought in, or sorry, in the third quarter, right? No, sorry, second or third quarter, second. And he brought in Myron Gardner, and he hit two threes right in a row to bring the Heat back to within 6 points after the Thunder had taken a big lead, and that was a big
12-point
difference
lead, yeah,
in the second quarter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 52-40, I think was the score at the time.
Yeah. And he hit those two threes, and the Heat kind of went on a roll and were able to win that second quarter and close the gap to 3 points. And I mean, the rest is history. They played fantastic in the second half. And yeah, Myron Gardner was great. We also got to shout out Simone Fontecchio, who had 13 points and who had 5 rebounds and 3 assists.
He had a good overall game.
Offensive rebounds, and he had 4 offensive rebounds out of his 5, and he had a good game.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't need Spo to light a fire on his ass. He just randomly just plays good every once in a while. Pelle Larsson. Pelle Larsson reminds me of almost like a Kyle Lowry in the way that he sets his body up to take charges, and he just gets beat up. He's like a hockey player. Where's he from? Is he Swiss?
No, he's from Sweden.
Sweden. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, he reminds me of a hockey player. The way he kind of just puts his body on the line. In hockey, they don't give a F. They just get punched in the face, lose their teeth, and they keep going. Pelle Larsson is that guy, and he's such when he's in the starting lineup, he's such a difference maker. I really enjoy watching Pelle Larsson. He's a restricted free agent this summer, and don't be surprised if somebody throws the poison pill at him and just kind of just I don't know. I think that he's gonna get a nice amount of money thrown his way this summer, because the intangibles that he plays with is something that a lot of teams kind of look for. And man, I really enjoy watching Pelle Larsson out there.
Yeah, and one thing that you mentioned on a previous podcast that we got to bring up again is Pelle Larsson in the starting lineup is a much different Pelle Larsson than when he comes off the bench. Mm-hmm. And he's much more effective in the starting lineup. I love the defense that he plays with. I love the aggressiveness that he plays with, attacking the rim, taking shots, and looking for his teammates. And he was fantastic last night. He's been great every time that he starts, and it was no different last night.
Pelle Larsson, 0 for 3 from threes, and he shot less than 50%, 16 points. He had a decent scoring night, but even when he doesn't score, he's a difference maker, and that's what I love about him. That he'll impact the game in other ways. Even with his off-ball movement, with his backdoor screens, like Pelle Larsson is just an awesome player. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite players. I think one of the biggest things about this dub that for some reason I hadn't mentioned yet, the fact that Tyler Hero isn't playing, Davion Mitchell, which you figure your best on-ball defender, your point of attack on the defense, isn't playing to defend SGA, and then Jaime Jaquez, which is we feel like the team goes as Jaime goes. He kind of runs that second unit. Those are 3 big losses, and you win this game anyway. This team is so weird. How do you lose to the Indiana Pacers, the worst team in the NBA, and then mess around and a couple days later beat the best team in the NBA? The Miami Heat are consistently inconsistent. That's what I would say about the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, right? I want to bring up something that that you mentioned on Pelle Larsson. He reminds me of Dan Marley, a former Miami Heat player. The way that he plays defensively, the way he hits a three, the way that he goes to the basket. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Dan Marley. And that's right, Thunder. And dude, honestly, in terms of asking like why are they so consistently inconsistent, I don't have an answer for you. I mean, that's just the Miami Heat, and the fact that they did this without Tyler Hero. I know I get a lot of hate in the comments for for supporting Bam and being such a big supporter of Bam, and he's hasn't had the greatest season, but
I think everybody supports Bam though. It's just
not in the comments. If you look at the comments, everybody just hates on Bam on every single episode whenever we talk about it. And they come at me for Tyler Hero. But it's not a coincidence that the Heat have their biggest wins this season without Tyler Hero. I know that he's a walking bucket, but he doesn't play any defense, guys. He plays absolutely no defense. He gets picked on, and that's what happened the last game against Boston. He got picked on all fourth quarter long, and
No, you can't put that Boston loss just on him though.
No, it's not just
Anthony
on
Simons was fucking Kobe all of a sudden. It wasn't all on Tyler.
Yeah, but they kept on switching on Tyler.
They were going for him.
Simons against Tyler, and he was getting balled up.
No,
Look,
I'm
not a hater, but I'm just saying this team functions differently without Tyler Hero, and they've played better basketball without Tyler Hero.
I don't want to push back on that because I think they obviously their best moments this season were when he was out in the beginning of the season, and they've had some good moments when him not playing. But I think a lot of part of it is a coincidence because I think that yesterday, I don't know, Pelle Larsson had a big difference, man, defensively and everything. I don't know, but I don't want. I feel like Tyler Hero gets unfairly judged sometimes. We know he's not good defensively. We understand that, but and he was part of that Phoenix Suns win, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
That was a big win. And then they should have beat Boston.
This is a big win. This is a big win.
This is a big win. What's bigger? I think the Detroit Pistons win might still be bigger.
I don't know, man. I think this is the best win of the season.
I understand why. This is the best team in the league, right? So it makes sense why people would say this, but the Detroit win, I think I'm remembering correctly, wasn't it in Detroit?
It was.
And I believe that they were all healthy. I can't don't quote me. Oh no, Jalen Duren wasn't playing.
That's right.
And then Wiggins was out yesterday. He left in the second quarter. Whatever.
Yeah, he got injured, but you got to play with what's in front of you, right? And the Heat did what they had to do. And look,
I think beating Detroit in Detroit is bigger. I don't know, but I understand why. OKC's only lost 7 games all year, so I get it.
Yeah, but these guys have some good players, man. That guy Aaron Wiggins, I mean, he's a bucket from 3. AJ Mitchell played really good. Jalen Williams got hurt, but no, they have a good team, man. They have a lot of people that you don't know about, but wow, they're very good.
No, this definitely could be the best win of the season. The only other reason I think the Detroit one, to me, I remember a little more fondly, is because we were coming off of that month of December where they looked like horse shit. Like that whole month was terrible. And then all of a sudden they go all right, let's go beat Detroit, which is the second best team, or the best team in the East, second or third best team record-wise in the NBA, in Detroit. I mean, I was like, okay. So yeah, so this is for sure. I know a lot of people say in the first. I could agree with that, but I could also push back with the Detroit thing. But let's finish it off with this. They also got very lucky that Chet missed that dunk, which was on the inbounds. Shout out to Drew Smith, because if Drew Smith isn't there right under him, he doesn't miss it. And Andrew Wiggins, since the beginning of the season on this show, we're almost 50 shows in. I remember we were like, I used to criticize him. I was like, why is he getting the ball in the clutch? And I was saying that like crazy to start the season. And he was making all those clutch shots. He is a clutch player, man. When he takes the shot in under like a minute to go, I've gotten to the point where I just expect it to go in. When Norman Powell drove and he dished it out to Andrew Wiggins, that's going in. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, that's it. We took the lead. And there it was. Shout out to Andrew Wiggins, because he's Mr. Clutch.
He has been, man. He has been unbelievable for this team this year, not only on the offensive end, but he did a fantastic job covering SGA in the last minute and a half. If you saw that, they threw a lot of different people on SGA yesterday, and he had himself a game, obviously getting to the free throw line 13 times. But look, not only did he play great defense, but yeah, he hit that clutch shot, and the Heat have been going to him in the clutch minutes, and he's been rewarding Eric Spoelstra with some points, and that's what you want to see from one of your players.
And I guess we can end the show. We really didn't talk about Jovic. I mean, he came back from his injury, remember? And then he had 2 games where oh shit, what happened? He did the rookie of the year, and then no, that went away. That went away. But Casper, 7 assists, 0 turnovers. I know he only had 3 points, but 7 assists, 0 turnovers. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this kid. I want to see him get more run, because we can finally find out what our first round pick can do consistently. And I liked it. I like Casper on the court.
Me too. I think he's fantastic on the defensive end. I think he reads the game. he reads the game very well. And it's a guy that, when he has the ball in his hands, you feel okay with him, managing the game, with him bringing him the ball up, with him setting up the offense. And he didn't have his greatest offensive output last night, but he did make one very clutch three in the fourth quarter to bring the Heat even with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And like you said, I mean, he had 5 big boards, 7 rebounds. 7 assists, 5 boards, and clutch minutes playing defense in the fourth quarter.
Yep. All right. Any final words there, Solana? We're heading out on the West Coast trip now.
I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a tough stretch. It's a very long West Coast trip. But look, man, I have faith. 5-0, baby. 5-0.
If you're listening on audio, please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back in, I think it's 2 days. So in 2 days.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
on Tuesday.
So until the next one, have a good one.